What's up, fellow stackers? K9 here, back again on Fullstack, and we're over here in another, hanging out with the zombie piggies, collecting a little bit of XP and a little bit of gold. And I'm going to do something I haven't done in a long time, very long time, at least not since Season 1 of the Unnamed Server. I'm going to play a little prank on somebody. Now, Stress Monster just said in Skype that she needed some gold because she needs to make a lot of powered rail for her nether track. And so she wasn't quite sure where to pick up the gold from in the farm over here. As you can see, I've been over here quite a while. I have 83 XP. This is starting from 0. And I managed to put all this gold together here, all the gold nuggets and ingots that have been dropped so far since I've been over here. And I'm going to make them all into gold blocks. And then I'm going to take them over and fill up her nether tunnel. Now, she showed it on video, so I won't be playing any spoilers here. And I'm going to fill it up in her nether tunnel. And I'm going to leave her a little sign, just like the faithful dog that I am. I went and fetched all the gold for her. Now, I believe she's going to go over into spawn as well and pick up some rails from Nick Nasty, I believe. And I think he had a bunch of them over there, and there might have been some in other places at the Guardian farm as well. I'm not really sure, but I do know she's going to get those. But she said she's going to be making 3 tracks, and they're about 1,500 blocks long, so it sounds like she's going to need a bunch. So I am going to go ahead and take all this over there. Now, I want to go down below and see what else is down there. I went down and cleaned everything out. Came back up top here and stayed up here for a little bit longer. And first of all, I'm going to have to take care of this pig man before he takes care of me. Make sure there's nobody else around. Looks like we're good. And there's a couple of nuggets up here. Look around here. And there's another one over there. And there seems to be an issue with the sorting system here. And I'm going to have to look into this. But in the meantime, let me get whatever is here. Some more nuggets. Anymore, and I think that's it. So yeah, there seems to be a problem with the sorting system here. It doesn't seem to be really sorting things out. All these swords are building up, and as far as I can tell, the intention was not to keep the swords. I was looking in these things here, and I'm looking at the way this is done, and I can see the half slabs were renamed, but normally this type of sorting system, at least the ones I've always built, have had exactly 22 items in here. And it's like a stack of 6, then 5, then 5, then 5, and then I think 1 of whatever item you're trying to sort out. And this one seems to be done a little bit different, so I'm not really sure. Strange. I'm not really sure what the deal is with that, so that might be something I'll look into. Mashmo said he was going to look into it, but he's kind of busy right now, so I might just do that for him if I get a chance. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and turn all these into ingots and build up the blocks. And then I'm going to head on over to Stress's nether tunnel. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill her tunnel up, at least as much as I can, with those gold blocks. And hopefully I'm not going to fill the spot where she logged out at and end up causing her to suffocate when she logs in. That would be bad. But I'm going to go ahead and start this here. And I'm going to bury this pickaxe right in the middle. So I'm going to start with this stack here, and this should be enough room right here. Okay, so that didn't quite work out evenly like I had hoped, but that's alright. And you saw that I put a sign on both sides. I'm not really sure which side she's going to be on when she logs in, that side or this side, so she'll see it. So when she starts digging all this gold out, she'll run into the chest in the middle, and then she'll find that pick. So there you go, Stress. Hope you like it. Got you a little bit of gold. Hopefully that'll come in handy for you. And of course I left you some diamonds, a girl's best friend, so yeah. Now here we are 24 hours later after I recorded that last segment, back in the base hanging out over here, and a couple of interesting things have popped up since then. First off, I came up here and found these signs here. It says, "Hi K9, can I leave my wolf here until I figure out how to get him down to the nether portal?" From Yopi. And Shadow Wolf up here, chained to the fence post here. And he managed to find his way over here, and he was just kind of hanging around here, bouncing up and down. Took me a little bit, but I managed to get him down there. I put some water down, knocked the rails out here, put some water down, and got the lead off of the fence up there, and the water pushed him right over here to the ladder. And just like a good dog, he went right down the ladder here all by himself. So there he is, hanging out right down there, waiting on Yopi to come and get him. That's my good buddy Wolfie there. So I just kind of hang out here with Wolfie for a while. He likes watching the skeletons fall. When I stand up there, the skeletons fall out of the trap up there and land down here. And every once in a while, one of them with feather falling armor boots will land down here and he won't die. And old Wolfie, he gets a little upset about that. His eyes turn red and he starts growling and he starts trying to go after him. So yeah, you know, he's fine, upstanding example of canine citizenry. So, excuse me, the other thing that showed up, you might remember that little gift that I left for Stress. Well, she left something over here. She told me to be recording when I got back to my base, and here we are. So it says, to K9, thank you for my prezzies from Stress. And I don't know why, but I don't know why, but I'm not surprised. 1 bone, 2 bone, 3 bone, 4, 5 bone, 6 bone, 7 bone more. Canine's bone. Mine. No touchy. Please, sir. I have some more. Stress's bone for all your doggy needs, especially for you, squirrel. Gold. 1 for me, 1 for you. I'm running out of ideas. Oh my gosh. How many more? Getting there. Done. Whew. Thank you. Enjoy. We had a little conversation yesterday about the Disney movie Up. And if you haven't seen that, you should go see it. It's pretty funny. Nice animated movie. Well, anyway, there's a dog in the movie named Doug, spelled D-U-G. And he would tend to get a little bit distracted. He would be talking, a squirrel! Just like that. He would see a squirrel, get distracted. Kind of like, you know, we dogs do. Sometimes we just kind of see things that just take our attention. And that's what that was all about with the squirrel thing. So, yeah. Thanks a lot, Stress. I'm going to have to find a place to put all those special bones. And I'm sure I can. I've got plenty of wall space. Maybe I'll make some item frames and stick them on the walls down there somewhere. Oh boy. So anyway, what I want to do this episode, I want to go down here and build something. Now I've been collecting some lava buckets down here, and I've got quite a few. Ow! I've got quite a few. In fact, I have 6 double chests worth of lava buckets, and the reason why, I've got some more over there I want to get to. The reason why, there's a little contraption I want to build. Now, I don't know if you remember or not, there used to be a glitch in the game where you could have put redstone down on a block, and then you could have lava source blocks and water source blocks meet right there on that redstone. And the glitch in the game would turn that redstone into obsidian. Well, that has since been fixed in version 1.8. So I was kind of looking for a way to generate obsidian, and since you can't use the redstone trick anymore, the only way to do it that I'm aware of is to pour water over lava source blocks. And of course you could also do the little trick where you build another portal and you go into the nether and then you break that and you go back and go back in, and each time you go in it'll create a new portal. You could do that too, and of course you could also go into the end to take all the obsidian there. But my idea was to build a device that could generate obsidian using lava buckets that could be reused and refilled on a regular basis, and essentially it would make just enough obsidian to make a portal. And the reason why I want to do that is, well, because I can. Now this device that I've come up with, I'm going to tell you now, it is very expensive. It needs a lot of iron. You're going to need at least 5 chests, double chests, full of lava buckets, plus about 22, almost 5.5 double chests of lava buckets, just to fill the system up. Plus you're going to need at least a stack of hoppers for the system that I designed. Now it's very expensive. It's not really efficient. It's not really practical. If you don't have an iron farm like an Iron Titan or something like we have on the server here, probably a good idea not to build it. Can I fit all these bones in there? Probably not. I'm going to take them back top side. Actually, I'm going to put them down here for right now. But anyway, if you don't have an Iron Titan on your server, or a massive iron farm, or lots and lots of iron, it's really not practical to try to build this thing, because you need at least 2.5 stacks. 2.5 stacks of iron blocks, not ingots, but actual iron blocks, and that's so that you can make up all the lava buckets and all the hoppers that you're going to need. Also, you're going to need plenty of extra buckets to have more lava sitting around so that you can refill the system as it goes on. You can reuse the buckets you have, of course, but yeah, so I've decided I'm going to build that up here in this room, and this room is probably just a little bit too small. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to dig some of it out anyway, and I've got several screenshots of the device I built on my creative world, and I'm going to need to pull those up. So I'm going to go up here and get all the materials I need to put this thing together, and we're going to look to see if we can build that together. I'm not really all that great at building on camera, but I'll see what I can do. So yeah, I'll be right back, and hopefully I'll have all the stuff I need without having to go back to spawn to get anything. Alright, I've done a little bit of prep work in the area that I'm going to build this. I've extended the room back quite a way, and I've dug down. Now this hole is 7 wide by 15 long by 4 deep. It's actually bigger than what I'm going to need, but I wanted to make sure I had plenty of room to work. As far as the materials go, I've gathered everything that I'm going to need here, and as you can see, we need quite a bit. Like I said, this system is very expensive on iron and wood. You're going to need roughly 8, maybe 9 stacks of wood planks, and probably 2.5 stacks, maybe 3 stacks of iron blocks. That's just so that you can make all the hoppers and all the buckets that are going to need. I think it takes a total of roughly 292 buckets. About 5.5 double chests worth of lava buckets, and then another 60 empty buckets for the sorting system, and of course then there's the 12 water buckets. You're also going to need probably just a little bit over a stack of hoppers, maybe about 70 hoppers. I brought about a stack and a half just so I could have some extra. Roughly a stack of redstone, 12 comparators, 12 redstone torches, 17 redstone repeaters, 24 dispensers, and those have to be dispensers, not droppers. 1 stone button, cannot use a wood button. About 4 chests. A fence gate, doesn't have to be oak, it could be any type of wood that you want. 15 obsidian blocks, plenty of extra building blocks here, which I've got these, and of course all of the buckets. And of course over here I have all of those lava buckets. I have 6 double chests of lava buckets. Probably not going to need that many. It's actually, I think, 5 double chests plus about 22. But I've got some extras just in case. Now to start this off, the first thing I need to do is determine which side I want to start the sorting system on. And the reason why I have a sorting system in here is because I have it set up to pull out the empty lava buckets and return them to a chest where they can be reused later. And I'm going to start that on this side, and this is pretty much going to be your standard sorting system that everybody uses to sort items out. And if you know anything about that, you know that it uses hoppers and comparators and all that good stuff. So we're going to go ahead and start building this up right here, and it's only got to be 12 long. So there's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And this thing is exactly 12 deep so that you have just enough to make enough obsidian for a portal. That's what I'm trying to say. And now I'm going to go ahead and dig these blocks out here. It's not necessary, but that's me just being anal, making it look pretty, so to speak. And of course the comparators are going to go down here, or I'm sorry, the repeaters are going to go down there facing into those blocks. Just like that, all the way down. And I'm going to have other blocks here, and then blocks right there. And that is where the comparators are going to go, right on top here, pointing into that. Then I'm going to have a hopper, of course, pointing, actually the comparator's wrong. Put that the other way. It faces that way. Then the hopper faces into the comparator, just like that. Then there's going to be a redstone torch here, because there is going to be another hopper facing that way. And that's actually going to go into the hopper chain that will take the empty buckets to the collection chest, which will be over there somewhere. It's a little bit deeper than the rest of the system, so I'll have to build maybe an item elevator or something to bring the buckets up, because I want to put the chest roughly right about here. So then we need to put the redstone here, just like that. Get rid of that torch, put that in there, and do that all the way down. And I'm going to go ahead and do this off camera, get the rest of the system in place, and when I come back, we'll take a look at it and we'll get ready to work on the next step. Okay, so I've got the sorting system built, and I've also put a bunch of empty buckets in there. That's what you need the empty buckets for. Each of these hoppers here have 5 empty buckets in them all the way down, and that will allow the system to sort the empty buckets out after its use. Now, I have some extra obsidian with me here, and the reason why I have that is because when I'm mining obsidian out of this contraption, I'm going to be using a high efficiency pick, and I need something down here to keep me from breaking through the system every time. So I'm just going to put some obsidian right along these hoppers here, about 12 blocks, since that's how deep the system is. And then I've got a couple extra. I'm going to put them along here as a backstop, and I think I have 1 extra block, not really sure, but that's what that's for. That way I can mine obsidian out of this thing and not have to worry about it. And then on this side here, I'm going to have dispensers on top of these hoppers, and this is where the lava buckets are eventually going to go. And when we activate the contraption, these dispensers will spit out lava, and then another set of dispensers up here will spit out water and turn all of the lava into obsidian. And for this next phase, I'm going to put the other set of hoppers or dispensers in, and that is going to be on top of these blocks here. And this is where the water buckets are going to go, and since these buckets are reusable, they don't need to drop out of the system, so I don't need to put hoppers under them, and they need to face this. Now they're 1 block up over the other ones, facing in, just like that. And I'm also going to need hoppers in the back of each of these dispensers back here. Don't need it in those, just these that are going to have the lava buckets in them. So I'll go ahead and put dispensers in all of these all the way down, just like that. And then I'm going to need to put some on top of them. So let me get out of the hole here. And this is going to be so that the lava buckets can be distributed into the system. So we'll start back here, and we'll put that one directly down, and all the rest of them are going to point into that one. That way they will flow through the system and still be able to go into the hoppers underneath them, just like that. And the chest, where I'm going to be putting all of these in, it's going to be over here, so I'm going to have just a couple of extra right there, and we're going to put the chest right here. And that is where I'm going to put all the lava buckets, and that's going to fill up the system. They're going to work their way all the way down into that, and the lava buckets will be in these hoppers, or these dispensers here. And the water buckets will be up here, and that is how that'll work. And one other thing I want to do is put a string of blocks on top of these dispensers here, because I'm going to have redstone on top of that, so that we can activate those dispensers, shut up cave sound, and get the lava flowing. Okay, so the next thing I want to do, of course, is get the button in place. So I'm going to put a block there and a block right there. I'm going to have the button right there, and I'm also going to cover these hoppers back here with blocks all the way back. This is really just kind of an aesthetic thing. You don't really have to do it. It's good to cover those hoppers anyway, so that stuff that you don't want doesn't fall into them. And then I'm just going to run redstone all the way to the back, all the way to the end of this line right there, just like that. And then I'm also going to put another set of blocks over top of these dispensers here. Again, this is just for aesthetics. It's not really necessary, but I kind of like to make things look somewhat decent. So I'll go ahead and build that up just like that. And then I'm going to take this block here out, and I'm going to put it, I'm going to put one right here, and then I'm going to put this half slab on top of that. That's just so that I can walk down into it without having to jump. Then I'm going to need the fence gate right here, and that will keep the water from flowing out of the system. And so when we hit that button, you can hear all those dispensers would be activated. Now the way this would work is if the lava buckets were in the system, it would have just dispensed lava into there, and there'll be a delay mechanism back there to send a redstone signal around here on a delayed pulse, so that it also activates all of these dispensers here and sends the water out on top of that, and that will create obsidian. Okay, so now we need to work on the delay system, which is at the back, and I've already extended the room back there, so let's head back there and put that in. And it's really an easy system, just some redstone and a couple of repeaters there. So I need to put a block right here, and that redstone needs to run right smack into it, just like that. And on the back side of this, I'm going to have 1, 2, 3 blocks there, 1, 2, 3, and it's just going to turn around just like that in a U shape, just like this. So I'm going to go ahead and put some of these diorite blocks down here just to indicate where the redstone's going to go, just like that. And then I'm going to need another block right here, and then a series of blocks all the way along the back of these dispensers, all the way down, just like this, all the way to the front dispenser there. And of course we're going to line it with redstone all the way down to until we get to this last block right there. And then beyond that, we're going to have a repeater pointing that way on the default tick setting. And have some redstone coming around here. And then we're going to have 2 repeaters here, that way, and both of them are going to be on the maximum tick setting, just like that. So we'll have 2 repeaters go around, then 1 more, and that will extend the signal all the way down there, and that should activate those dispensers down there on the delay. So when I run over here and hit the button, we should hear 2 ticks, just like that. So these bottom dispensers will dispense the lava, top dispensers will dispense the water, and that will turn that into obsidian. And one final step to the delay system, we need to add 1 extra branch over here so that we can send a second signal through to reactivate these dispensers with the water to turn them off. So we'll put 4 blocks just like that right there, make that 5, and then I'm going to need 3 more repeaters, and I actually shorted us 1. I said we needed 17. We actually need 18 repeaters, and all 3 of these need to be on maximum tick delay. And of course we need 1 piece of redstone there and 1 piece of redstone there. So that will cause the water dispensers to activate twice. So when I go hit the button now, we should hear 3 clicks. Just like that. So what will happen now is I'll hit the button here. That will send the redstone signal through here, activating the lava dispensers. And that signal will travel right on through this block out into this delay system, down this line where it will activate the water dispensers the first time, and it will go through this delay where it will activate the water dispensers the second time to turn them off. And at that point we will be ready to mine the obsidian right out of this area here. So I am going to fill this system up with the lava buckets. It's going to take a little bit of time to get all those buckets in the system, get the system completely full. I should have enough lava buckets to entirely fill the system, all of the dispensers as well as all of these hoppers and this chest here. And then we'll hit the button and hopefully it will work. And I've got all the lava buckets in place. Got the chest full, the entire system is full, all those hoppers down there, all those dispensers over there are full of lava buckets as well as all of these dispensers got all the water buckets in place. So now it is time for the moment of truth. So let's go ahead and close the fence gate there so the water doesn't get out. And we're going to hit the button here and hopefully this thing is going to work. I haven't tested it yet, so we're going to see how it goes. There's the lava. There's the water, and there we go, all the way down we've got obsidian. So now I can sit here and happily mine the obsidian out all the way down, and then I'll have enough to make a 3x3 portal, and that is the point to this system. Now like I said, this system is ridiculously expensive. It uses a lot of iron, a lot of wood. You need a good source of lava, which could be in the nether, or you can find a nice lava pit like I did here in this cave. So if you don't have a huge iron farm or a lot of iron, it's really impractical to build, and it's not really efficient. And other than making enough obsidian for a portal, there's not really much point to it. But we can do it again here, and then all the empty buckets will work their way down into this chest just like that. So as you can see, it works out, and it makes just enough obsidian to make 1 3x3 portal. That's 12 blocks, not counting corner blocks. So anybody on the server, if you need obsidian for a portal, feel free to come on over, hit the button, and mine till your heart is content. So anyway, that's going to do it for this episode. Probably running a heck of a lot longer than I really wanted to. I'm going to pretty all of this up and fill most of that in. Also probably make an item elevator for this empty bucket return system, so it'll come out over there, and probably enclose this whole system and make it look a lot better. Do that all off camera, and we'll take a look at that sometime later. Anyway, hope you liked the video. Please feel free to comment, rate, and subscribe to my channel if you're not a subscriber. My name is Angry Canine, and I will see you next time on Fullstack.